Right, so guys, I know you must be eager to know the answers of GATE 2018, and in this particular video I'll bring to you the general aptitude questions, like what are the answers for the general aptitude questions. Now there were 10 questions, and this time the general aptitude was pretty easy, right? So if I discuss the answers to the questions, one was that for what range of sine and cos values are both of them decreasing, right? So there was one question that, so if we see the graph of sine and cos, the cos graph looks like this. Starts with 1 at point 0, then goes down like this, and then it's like this, the cos graph, and the sine graph is like this, like that, right? So if we see this is 0, this is pi by 2, and this is pi, okay. So the cos value is 0 at cos pi by 2 is 0, right? And cos pi is minus 1. So at cos pi is minus 1, or if I draw over here, this is minus 1, this is your 1. So you can see cos 0 is 0, and your cos minus 1, cos pi is minus 1. Then we have 3 by 2 and pi, and so on and so forth. So if you see from pi by 2, let's say this is pi by 2, this is your sine pi by 2 is equal to 1, right? So this is your sine, and this is your cos. So from cos pi by 2 to cos pi, you can see from pi by 2 to pi, if you see this range, pi by 2 to pi, this range, you can see that the sine graph is also decreasing. The sine value is also decreasing, and the cos value, if you see from pi by 2 to pi, is also decreasing. So from the range pi by 2 to pi, both are decreasing, and that's why the correct answer is option number 2. That is, from pi by 2 to pi, both sine and cos functions are decreasing, right? So this was the first question for 2 marks. Then there were some typical questions on English, where the answer was stairs, S-T-A-I-R-S, stairs. He fell down the stairs, S-T-A-I-R, S-T-A-I-R, stairs. He fell down the stairs, and once he fell down the stairs, everybody was staring at him. So stairs, S-T-A-R-E, stairs. Stairs means घूरना, मतलब वो घूर रहे थे, वो सीढ़ियों से गिर गया और लोग उसे घूर रहे थे. So stairs, right? Okay, so this was stairs and stairs. Then there was a question on behavior, that what kind of behavior was that. So I think the answer to that was errant behavior, E-R-R-A-N-T, errant behavior. Right? The rest of the options were not fitting. There was one rational behavior, and there were 2 or 3 more options, but I think errant was there. So these were the 3 questions. Then there was a question on parallelograms, that 4 parallel lines and 5 parallel lines are intersecting each other. How many parallelograms are formed? So I am not sure about this, but I think the answer is going to be 60 parallelograms. I am not sure about the answer. I am telling you right here, right now. So this might be incorrect, but according to me, the answer should be 60. Right? Then there was a question on equilateral triangle, where you have been given that for equilateral triangle, the area was given to you as root 3, and you know the for a triangle, for equilateral triangle, or for any triangle, the area is half into base into height. Half into base into height is the area of any equilateral triangle. Let me use another marker, because this one is like not writing well. So half base into height. This one is also not right. Let me take another one. Okay, so we know the base. This is your base, and it has been given that the area is root 3, and it's an equilateral triangle. So this is also A, this side is also A, this side is also A. Let's assume that the area, the side of an equilateral triangle is equal to A. Since all the sides are equal, so we can take all of them to be A, and A. Now, so we know the base. Now we need to know the height value. Height value, how can we find out? We draw perpendicular from vertex, let's say capital A, we draw perpendicular. And it's a property of an equilateral triangle that whatever perpendicular we draw, which is the altitude, it divides the equilateral triangle or the base into A by 2, into half. So this becomes A by 2, this becomes A by 2. Now if you apply Pythagoras Theorem, this comes out to be root 3 by 2A. This base, this height, sorry. So base we know is A, the height comes out to be root 3 by 2A. Now if you apply this formula, we have been given area is equal to root 3. So half into base, that is your A, into height, that is root 3 by 2. A is equal to root 3. So from here you can find out the value of A. The value of A comes out to be root 3 gets cancelled. A comes out to be equal to 2. So this So A comes out to be equal to 2. That means the side of an equilateral triangle is 2. And in the question they had asked what is the perimeter of this equilateral triangle. So perimeter will be A plus A plus A, that is 3A, or the answer will be 6. So 6 was the answer for this particular question. So now we have discussed 4 questions out of the 10 from general aptitude, right? Now what is the next question? So one was sine and cos, for which the answer was from pi by 2 to pi. Then there was this one for which the answer was 4. For the answer was 6. Then we had discussed parallelogram, that is the answer was 60. That I am not sure, so that's why I am telling you it might be 60, it might be incorrect also. Then 4th and 5th question was stairs and stairs and your errand behavior. Those two were questions based on your English. So now we have discussed 5 questions in total, right? We have discussed 5 questions. Alright, so the next question that we can discuss is your, sine and cos we discussed. Okay, x square plus x minus 1. So x square plus x minus 1 equal to 0 was given to us, and they told us to find the value of x to the power 4 plus 1 upon x to the power 4. So the simplest way to solve this is using roots of a quadratic equation. So roots of a quadratic equation is minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So if you use this formula, you find the roots, that is you find the value of x. You find the roots of the quadratic equation, and once you find the roots of the quadratic equation, then you can replace the value of x, whatever you get, x equal to this, and whatever value of x you get, you replace in this equation to find out the value of x to the power 4 plus 1 upon x to the power 4. And if I did it this way, then there's an easier way to do it as well, where you have to simplify this equation to get this particular equation. So that is quite a lengthy method. So the simplest way to do it is to find the roots of the quadratic equation and replace it over here to get the value of x, and the value of x comes out to be 7. Okay, so the value of x comes out to be 7. So this was another question. Okay, then there was a question that how many students there was a set of students given, and like they had given total of 6,30,000 students, right? 6,30,000 students they had given, and they had asked that how many students failed the test, or which was equal to how many students got all the 3 questions correct. Failed the test or the students who got all the 3 questions correct. Which students who got all 3 correct. So this was the question. Now in this question you can eliminate 2 options as it is, because the total number of students was given to us as 6,30,000. It was given that the number of students who failed the test and the number of students who got all 3 correct were equal. And the options were, option number A was I think 30,000. Okay. Option number B was 2,70,000. Okay. And option number C and D were like 4,20,000 and 5 lakh, something like that. So see, now if you apply general logic, if they're saying the number of students who failed the test are equal to the number of students who got all 3 correct, and that is equal to which one of the 4 values. Now the number of students who failed the test and the number of students who got all 3 correct are equal. That means if there were 4,20,000 students who failed the test, or so that means if there are 4,20,000 students who failed the test, then there is an equal number of students who also got 3 correct. So that means in total there are 8,40,000 students. But in the question it is given that there are only 6,30,000 students who are giving the exam. So this is totally incorrect. And similarly, it cannot be 5 lakhs also, because if 5 lakh students failed the test and 5 lakh students got all 3 correct, then in total there should be 10 lakh students. But it has been given to us that there are only 6,30,000 students. So this option also becomes totally incorrect. So the answer could be from 30,000 or 2,70,000. And according to my calculations, again for this particular question as well, I am not sure, but according to my calculations, the answer should be 30,000. That is option number A. I don't think it is 2,70,000. It could be. I am not sure about this question as well. So there's one parallelogram question I am not sure about, and there's this question that I am not sure about. But I am sure that it is among these 2 options, option number A and option number B, right? Okay. So what other question can I discuss? There was a question on correlation between crows and crackers. So I mean, it was quite a tricky question because I don't think there is any kind of correlation between the crows and the crackers. But according to the graph that they had given, there was a significant correlation between the crows and the crackers. So according to me, the answer should be option number 1, that there is some kind of correlation between the birth of crows and the number of crackers that were burnt in that particular year, right? Okay, so 8 questions we have discussed, and I'm left with 2 questions, right? So those I can't remember. So if you do remember the general aptitude questions, I'm sure they were pretty easy, right? So if you do remember those 2 questions, you can just post it down below. I'm quite sure they were pretty easy, and I would solve them as soon as you guys update me the question. These 8 questions from general aptitude I remember, and 6 of them I'm quite sure are totally correct. For 2 I'm not sure, so we'll find out once the answer key is reached. But 6 questions I'm pretty sure they are totally correct, and rest 2 questions again, like I said, I think they are very simple. Because the only question that I thought was tough was based on the parallelogram question. Rest all questions I found to be very easy, right? So just let me know. Yeah, I got it. Just remembered, there is a question based on cube, the volume for cube, cuboid, cylinder, and I think sphere, right? This was the question: cube, cuboid, cylinder, sphere. So the sphere had the highest volume, followed by your cylinder. Okay, then there was a cube of side 8 centimeters. So 8 centimeter or something like that. Yeah, 8 centimeter I think. 64 into 8, that is 512. So the area volume of the cube came out to be 512. It had a side of 8. So a cube is the volume of a cube, right? So it came out to be 512, and for cuboid the dimensions were given as I think 10 into 8, 80 into 6 or something like that. I'm not sure. So but I know it was sphere, then cylinder, and then whatever the dimensions of the cuboid were given to you. For cube you got it to be 512. I think the option was 4, 3, 2, 1. This was the answer for the volume: 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not sure what were the dimensions given for cuboid. I think it was 10, 8 and 6. So if we go by that, 10, 8 and 6, that comes out to be 80 into 6, that is 480. Yeah, so it was then cube, that is 512, and then cuboid, the last with 480 centimeter cube. So this was the answers: sphere, cylinder, cube and cuboid, right? So these were the 9 questions from general aptitude. 1 question I am still forgetting. So if you do remember that question, please post it down below. And I hope your exam went well. The general aptitude was very easy. The chemistry was very tough. So the cutoff is going to stay either the same or it is going to go even further down. I mean, last year the cutoff was 25. Okay, for general category the cutoff was 25, which itself is very low. So I don't know how low can it go beyond 25. But I've seen that chemistry students do not attempt general aptitude really well, whereas the STEM general aptitude was quite easy. You could have easily scored, let's say, around 12 marks just in general aptitude. So you are scoring about half the cutoff with the help of general aptitude itself. So it's definitely a very good idea to develop your aptitude skills when you're giving entrance exams, right? I have cleared most of the entrance exams only because of my aptitude skills. I did not know at that particular time the chemistry as in depth. So I used to take help of aptitude a lot. So in case your chemistry is not that strong, aptitude is definitely going to help you crack a lot of entrance exams, right? So anyway, all the best, and I'll just upload chemistry in a while, right? Thank you.